welcome to another edition of the Sunday News. I am Second Class Elitist, and with me is...
Ellie Alcatraz, your resident zombie master.
And behind the counter again is Token Gamer Chip.
Hi, all.
Yay! Alright, so... Again, short week this week. Two reasons. Number one, we're actually filming this on Wednesday to put up on probably Friday before half of us leave for the weekend.
Yeah.
So...
It's not really a week.
Yeah, we've had like 3 days.
It's the midweek news.
And that means there's not going to be a lot going on. Plus, there's not a lot going on because I'm not expecting a lot to come out on Thursday or Friday, because anything that hasn't been unveiled for Salute is not going to be unveiled until after Salute.
And the same thing with any news anybody has. No one's going to announce anything they're doing because no one's paying attention right now because they're all planning for Salute. So everything's either a surprise at Salute or unrelated and no one expects to pay any attention to it until after Salute.
I really wish we were in England this week. I really, really do. There's some nice stuff and some nice specials.
Yeah, I mean, that's what everyone's anticipating. That's where everyone's going to be. So.
Oh, hey, remember the Prodos limited ultra super limited edition display piece that they made for Adepticon?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's available at Salute.
Well, it's super special, limited special,
yeah,
finite limited edition. You know, it can still be 2 events of limited.
Right.
It's still very limited and very special.
But I mean, again, if you didn't happen to get one, if you didn't happen to get one, then,
Head to England.
Go to Salute and make sure you pick one up. And honestly, even though it was super ultra mega limited just for Adepticon, I kind of like the idea of available for one event in the US, available for one event in the UK.
That's fair. I mean, most people can't get to both.
Yeah, so so I'm really okay with if Prodos starts to do a once in North America, once in rest of world kind of thing.
Right.
That's not bad.
I mean,
I can get behind that.
That's still pretty exclusive. I mean, it's not like you have to be in the right country. You just have to go to their event.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So yeah, I mean, all the cool stuff is happening in Salute this week, this month. So, I mean, we did get some news from Salute on some releases that are coming out, right?
Yep.
We've got Warploque. Always love it when Warploque releases something.
So Alex made a new troll. It is the Norse troll to go with his Norse squad, which is not going to be unveiled yet. Yeah, they're Norse!
Norse!
So
Norse stuff is cool.
It's a Philly thing. If you're not from around here, it's basically Norse is kind of the way locally you pronounce nice. So
it's very Norse.
So yeah, it's Norse
and it's a troll.
And it's a
Norse troll.
It's a big troll too. I don't actually
have... It's a Norse troll.
It's a Norse troll, man. I don't have any of the Warploque trolls to show you the approximate size. I'm trying to see if I have any Warploque models.
That are about the size of their trolls?
Yeah, and I do, but I don't have any of them painted, so they're not actually in the cabinet.
Okay.
Because the Bayou... The Bayork leader is almost, with his hat, is about troll size.
He's a decent size. This isn't a Gribbly, but it's maybe
good 50,
size.
55 millimeters?
Yeah, it's...
Top of head, so they're a pretty good size.
Big, like almost double person.
Yeah.
If you're 28 and 28.
Again, it's really Norse model. I mean, you're going to like it.
Yeah, so yeah, it's really Norse. And it's troll.
Yeah. All right, so that's about it for that. Also, he's got a brand new table set up. He's going to be doing demo games. Albionicans versus the Pirates of the Black Coast.
Nice.
Got a whole sunken ship motif going on.
Yay.
It's a really good table. So it definitely will draw some attention.
Yeah.
So that covers Warploque's special model that they just released. Prodos Warzone releases for Salute. 6 different squads that are going to be the Wolfbane contingent for Imperial.
Okay.
Including a Wolfbane starter box set.
Wolfman.
So, starter box set. So,
Nice.
Imperial is now the first army that has 2 starter boxes.
Okay.
And it's really because Imperial is the only army that has 2 armies in it.
Right.
So
it makes sense.
Goes to show that it's patterned completely after the UK, in that there's a whole bunch of different forces that don't like each other, don't agree with each other, and really wish they were separate individuals, except they wouldn't have as much buying power.
Right.
It's well written.
Hence Imperial.
Yeah, but yeah, the chieftains are really good. I've seen a lot. I've seen almost all of the models now.
Okay.
They're available. If you check Prodos' site, if you kick around on YouTube, you're gonna see shots of them. They're really, really good. The Necromower looks like the original Necromower, except that it doesn't look goofy. So that
it better be careful with a name like Necromower. You know.
It's
zombie grass would really be horrible on my allergies.
It's a quad piloted by one guy
Okay.
with a huge minigun on it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's nice.
So that's a great way to mow your lawn.
It really is. Yeah.
Okay.
And the rest of the I'm trying to remember the Wolfbane pack, the Morning Wolves.
Wolfbane. I'm sorry, I just can't say that any other way.
Apparently, the Wolfbane pack, the Morning Wolves, which are a all-female squad of close combat specialists that have grab chains similar to the Slaughterhouse from Spine Spur, for those of you who follow that game.
Yeah.
And work pretty much the same way, similar rules. You just grab guys, pull them into combat, time up.
Now, is that morning is in got up too early, or morning is in they're sad?
Morning is in they're all widows.
So,
yeah,
with the U, which makes sense.
Yeah.
It's in the UK, but still with the U.
Yeah,
okay.
But it's a good.
So you get that howling imagery.
Yeah, I mean they're one that's been around since the dawn of Mutant Chronicles.
Don't confuse me, because it's the other morning.
Yeah, they've been around since the beginning of Mutant Chronicles.
Okay.
It's a good storyline behind the unit. I mean, at this point, honestly, the all-female lost my husband to blah 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 thing is kind of cliche.
But it wasn't when they did it.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, you know, and you don't get rid of something because it's become cliche because other people did it after you.
Right.
I mean,
the new models look great.
I was gonna say, as long as the models still look cool, who cares? You still got an all-female unit. If you like the look of that, and they do good models, then it's still
So I mean,
awesome.
Definitely if you're into if you were looking for a slightly more feral look for your force in Warzone, this is the direction to go. If you wanted a unit that a army that was based on mostly close combat tactics with some support, that's exactly what these guys are designed to be. You can play them alongside of the rest of the Imperials, the regulars, the trenchers,
right.
the Hurricane Walker, all of that. You can play them entirely standalone.
Right.
You can play the Ministry of War units entirely standalone. So you got a good amount of variety there.
So yeah, we discussed that builds some variety into the Imperial, and then not to mention if you like the idea of playing Imperial, but you really want that, you know, more pointy bits look and that kind of or a close combat feel or something. Yeah. It gives you that alternative.
I'm going to tell you, Marek is going to go crazy over these because they are reminiscent of forces he's played in other games that will bolster the units that he has for the force that he's playing in Warzone. Like, it's a win-win.
Well, yeah, if I was, forced to play, good guys, I'd probably pick that.
Yeah, because they're very barely good guys. They're pretty much all mercenaries, too.
Yeah.
With the exception, they're all mercenaries that also follow clanic law, so...
Gotcha.
Yeah, they're pretty good that way.
Gotcha. So, okay, any other interesting releases at Salute? That's most of our news there.
I have a feeling Infamy might be dropping something. A couple hints that I've picked up on the wind from Brindies, but I don't have anything solid, so we'll find out by the time this goes up if I was right or wrong.
Okay.
Other than that, I mean, just guys, if you're in England and you can spare the day, man, go to Salute. Everybody's gonna be there.
Yeah, tons of stuff, tons of people. You can get some stuff first.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the big event. That's where all the news actually is, and we don't know what it is because we're stuck across the pond. But if you can, go.
Definitely.
And get some cool stuff.
All right, what do we got next?
Stuff I do know that don't actually have coming out yet, but they're teasing us. Wyrd is teasing us. They have not, in fact, released a release date for these new miniatures. They have, however, released the renders for the new Shikome.
And oh my god, go look these up.
Gorgeous. Yeah, go look at the renders. They're gorgeous. I personally have been waiting for these to come out. You know, that's something I wanted for my Kirai crew.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm gonna pick up probably like 6 of them and never even use them in a Wyrd force because they make beautiful harpies.
Yeah, so that's going to happen too. So now I'm going to end up with at least 1 pair for my Kirai force in Malifaux, and then I'm going to end up with a pair for my Pulp City with my Greek team.
Okay.
With my Forgotten Greek team.
Nice.
And, you know, make them into something. But, you know, they're going to be all over the place because they were worth the wait. I mean, I've been waiting for these. If they actually do look like they were renders, and I didn't even see anywhere in the renders where there was room for horrible proportion mistakes when they made the skulls.
Well, you know, one of them could be 25mm and the other one could be 47.
Yeah. Giant Shikome.
Hey, you know what you need to do?
What's that?
Give them all miniguns and count them as hovercats.
There we go.
Because they fly, because they have wings. And give them miniguns, and now they have the Catling guns.
That's so happening.
Yeah.
Catling guns, yes. That's so happening. Harpy guns, I guess, now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but go check out those renders. They're gorgeous. They did not mention a release date yet, but they did mention that one of the 2 of them is going to come with a flying base. There are 2 poses. One is clearly on the ground with, you know, both her feet down, and and by that I mean talons. And one of them is clearly taking off her landing, probably landing, because she's got like 1 leg up, she's kind of at an angle, and her wings are up, and it's gorgeous. But they are going to include a flight base for that one. And as far as I know, we haven't seen a flight base yet.
No, in fact, we've seen many models that probably should have had one and was instead connected to the ground by a toe.
And that's how it came up, as someone asked in the comments. I'm a little concerned about that connection point for that 1 foot. And the response was, there is going to be a flying base included.
Right,
So,
which has me concerned. Like, this is the first time Wyrd is going to be releasing the official Wyrd flight stand. Is it going to be...
Yeah, there isn't even an official one yet.
No, is it going to be a 30mm base with a stand in it that is completely different?
Right.
Is it a stick? Is it a clear acrylic stick that you're just supposed to plug into a 30mm base, a la other Wargaming companies?
Yeah.
Is it going to be a stick that is not clear acrylic and based into a slot line that can go right into the slotted base, a la Bombshell Miniatures?
Gotcha.
There are so many different directions this can go.
So
I'm almost as interested for seeing what they use for a base mechanic as I am in seeing the model itself.
yeah. So
Almost.
we have no clue what direction they're going to go with that. I haven't seen anything more specific about that. But when we find out, we'll let you know. We might even just try to grab one right away, just to...
I think we're going to have to. Probably one of our other friends that we haven't mentioned enough because I haven't gotten anything done from an order from them yet. But if Monkey Sword can get them in right at release, I might just order from them. You know, we'll get one quick just so that we can talk about it.
So yeah. Also, not directly Wargaming Miniatures, but for the rest of you Wyrd fans and for the Through the Breach RPG fans, they are going to release the Through the Breach books as digital downloads on DriveThru RPG. They actually just did that, I'm sorry. So they are now available as digital downloads.
Do you know what the price on the digital downloads are?
I did not go in and check.
Okay.
It wasn't listed on the post. I didn't go into the store to find
Fair
out.
enough.
But that's always a good thing to do. I mean, more and more, I'm just sticking everything on my smartphone, and then it's easy to have the table and look up. I mean,
Right.
not that you shouldn't get actual books. We're not saying that, but as a supplement.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
if
good to
nothing
have a
else,
digital
everybody's got smartphones. Almost
Or
everybody has tablets.
Yeah.
It's just the easiest way to do it nowadays.
Yeah. So they released that. So that's going to be cool if you're into that. All right. So that's Wyrd news.
Pretty
Now
weird
on
to me.
to, yeah. It's always weird news from Wyrd. Alright, so on to some Kickstarters. Alright, some Kickstarters we've run into recently.
And by recently, we mean today.
I mean, about an hour ago. Miniature Wargaming Basing Accessory Molds. That's the name of this Kickstarter. It's by someone named Tracy Hampson.
Yep.
It has 3 weeks left. It's an interesting little thing. She's making soft press molds. They are press molds of little individual, like, basing tchotchke objects. There's a mold for skulls, there's a mold for bricks, there's a mold for rats, there's one for cobblestones, and there's a graveyard one that has lots of different little pieces in it.
Okay, cool.
And that's what she has so far. It's got 3 weeks left, so she's probably going to have time to get into a couple stretch goals. Because it's a really, I mean, she's going very much, just enough to get it done.
Right.
So it's not a very high.
Yeah, it looks like this looks like a true Kickstarter in that this is looks like a one-woman startup operation.
Yeah.
Something good. I mean, guys, this is exactly what Kickstarter is supposed to be.
Yeah.
This is hobbyists supporting hobbyists and getting things to make your own hobby better in the process. This is a true Kickstarter, so go and drop some money on it.
Yeah, and the pledge levels are not that high. Get yourself, one or more of these little press molds. And then as it gets higher, some of the upcoming ones, she's going to have an urban one and maybe a couple sci-fi ones.
You already put in for the skulls in the graveyards, didn't you?
So,
I was kind of interested in the cobblestone ones. Oddly enough, just, as an FYI, the cobblestone one is not a press a mold into it, make a base, all cobblestones lined up.
Bases.
It's actually individual cobbles, all separated.
Yeah.
So that you have room to, like, thumb press and peel out individual cobblestones.
Yeah, I'm not sure how big these cobbles are, but,
yeah, they don't.
I didn't actually.
They don't look terribly large. So.
But these are all little bits. So these are little bits you can use. You can produce as many of them as you need. So it's a neat little thing to have. It's the kind of thing we all want to take the time to do with our tchotchke and never get around to it. So it's not for whole bases, but it's for little tchotchke bits, and it's a neat little Kickstarter. You should go check it out.
Yep.
Another Kickstarter that. We don't know why we didn't see sooner. It's got...
Alright, this is a failure to advertise.
Of marketing.
Failure to advertise right here.
This must have been a failure of marketing because by the time this goes up, it's going to have like 2 days left.
Yep.
So
it'll be in the last 48 hours by the time anybody sees this.
So by the time you see this, you're going to have to go take a look at it right away. It's by Mierce Miniatures. It is in their Bane Beasts series. It's Bane Beasts Mighty Monsters Part 2. And it's an all Gribbly Kickstarter. They've got several different Gribblies, several variations of giants, several variations of demon princes, and a couple unique ones. There's a two-headed phoenix beast. And the one we're most interested in, a chimera. Gorgeous.
Huge chimera.
And I can tell you right now, I know they do good work. I mean, the pictures up on the site look gorgeous to begin with, but I can speak to the quality of their miniatures because I have one. I have a Jabberwock that they made. And you will get to see it when it's completely done and painted. But they do a really good job with their beasties. A lot of character, a lot of detail. And these beasties, they're big pledge levels, but these guys are big. 40 to 70 pounds, depending on the creature. But, like the kind
as in British money, not the weight of
as
the
in
miniature.
Not the weight
they're not made out of tungsten.
No.
Okay.
Sorry, yes. I'm envisioning the thing in my head, so, you can't see it. I don't know why you can't see what's in my head, but be grateful.
I don't want to ever see what's in your head.
But, they're talking pretty big pledge levels, but these guys are that big. The Chimera was 100 and, what was it, 120?
It was a 100 millimeters by 100 millimeters is its ground shadow.
Is its base.
The shoulder of, the
peanut butter. The ruler.
It's 100 millimeters by 100 millimeters for a base.
Yeah. So, footspan.
Yeah.
Right there.
It is roughly 50 millimeters-esque, as far as I can tell by staring at it, to the shoulder.
At the shoulder.
The shoulder of the beast. And then the tail goes up to 125 millimeters.
And the tail, up to here. So
yeah,
this is a Gribbly.
It's a big block of resin.
This is a big block of resin, but they handle the resin very well.
Right. And it's 70 pounds, which is $105.
Yeah. Plus, fair shipping.
Yeah. Yeah, so
The
I
shipping
mean,
was
it's...
not outrageous. And that's for that particular one, the Chimera. I mean, they're all nice, and they're all big.
Yeah.
They're all like that.
And, Talos, because I know you're watching. I know you put together the Jabberwock, and I know you liked the Jabberwock, so go spend more of your crazy gamer money.
Yeah.
And pick up some of these.
So, like I said, by the time you're seeing this, there's only a couple days left. They don't have nearly enough. I mean, they've covered gold. They've made gold. But they don't have as many backers as they should because their stuff is awesome.
Yeah, at the time that we're putting this up, they have under 110 backers, which is a shame because this is an established company making Gribblies.
Making good stuff.
There is no reason they're not at 250 backers
They
at
must
this
have
point.
just not had the publicity they thought, because we didn't know about it until about an hour ago.
And the Kickstarter's been up for 3 weeks, and somehow we didn't even find it.
We somehow missed it. So, but it's gorgeous, gorgeous stuff. If you love Gribblies, please go take a look. Give them some more backing, because you know the people that sculpt for them and the company and whatnot deserve better than they've gotten so far in this Kickstarter. So, so go check that out too. Big Gribblies, pretty stuff.
Yay.
Okay, so Pulp Monsters.
Pulp Monsters.
Pulp Monsters is beginning to talk about their future Kickstarters. They pretty much just finished. They did the timing right.
Yes.
We'd like to point that out. There's some other Kickstarters we're not mentioning because we haven't gotten our stuff yet. But Pulp Monsters is doing it correctly. They sent out the stuff. All the stuff is out. So as their last update for the Pulp City Kickstarter, they mentioned that they are going to be starting new Kickstarters. The first of which is another Pulp City Kickstarter, and it is going to be the Supreme Alliance. If any of you saw the, what was it, back cover?
Yep.
Of
inside back cover.
Inside back cover of the Pulp City book, you will have seen a picture of the Supreme Alliance. I believe the next two Kickstarters, they're planning to be smaller in scale. Granted, they kind of planned the first one to be smaller in scale. And
yeah, I think
that didn't work out so well.
That for the next ones, they're not going to allow the
infinite stretch goals.
The infinite add-on shenanigans of more models. They might allow some, but they're going to tailor it a lot.
They're controlling the scope of the next couple, so don't expect it to go wild.
Yeah, they're controlling the scope, just like they thought they would on the first one.
So, you know, we'll let you know when it starts, and then go out there and make them have to make the decision on whether to put more goodies out there, because they have way too many baggers to not give them more stuff. So that's the first one. We're assuming it's going to be released first coming up. They haven't given us a date yet, but since the first one is pretty much done, we're probably just waiting for the website to finish getting updated with the new goodies.
Right.
To give them more, you know, capital. Not that it's not a Kickstarter anyway, but and then
honestly, just to give them. Right now, I know for a fact that the thing that they're finishing up with this one is they have a limited group of people, which we're not in, which is why I don't have more scoops on it for you.
Right.
But they have a limited group of people that are doing some playtesting of the cards for the Supreme Alliance.
Okay.
To make sure that everything balances, because apparently they want to try some new wonky stuff with them.
I think they're planning on releasing like an additional rulebook or sourcebook or something with it too.
One of the rumors that I had heard, I know this is coming out sometime in the near future. It may be during Supreme Alliance. It may be in the Kickstarter after that. But they want to do it kind of a build your own system.
It seems to be very popular right now.
It's always popular with gamers and always creates face palming moments for tournament organizers.
Honestly, with Pulp City though, it makes a lot of sense.
It does.
I cannot argue the validity of build your own in Pulp City. I mean, it's a classic of hero stuff.
It's a classic of hero stuff. It depends on how it's handled.
That's true.
Here becomes the problem. What is your villain force?
Which one?
The main villain force that you're going to be using.
I haven't decided which one's my main yet. I'm gonna have
Say Necroplane!
Okay, I'm gonna have Necroplane.
There we go. So, what is the I'm trying to remember what the word is called and it's failing me. What is the power source for Necroplane? What category do they all fall into?
Oh yeah, what is the name of the category? It's the mysticism.
They're all mystery, right?
Yeah, it's all mystery.
Okay, so if you're allowed to build characters and you're allowed to assign them to teams, you could build a science character that now happens to be zombified, and therefore you have a science character in your all mystery, which breaks the drawback that running Necroplane has, which is you have nothing but mystery.
So you're saying, depends on how they're handled, it might be if they put in proper checks and limitations.
This is why tournament organizers hate
that kind of stuff.
build your owns, because tournament players look to min-max and cut corners and remove flaws from their force, because that's how you win. Not saying this is a problem.
Right. I mean, this is not cheating. They set up in the rules. That's what you do. I mean, it's.
But as soon as you make an open buffet to be able to make something that fills the hole that your force has,
right.
It takes out one of the major checks and balances of game design.
You're saying once I no longer need to eat brains, then you just don't know what to do anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, we'll see. We'll see how that ends up working out. But so it's going to be definitely a new model line for that, Supreme Alliance, probably some new cards, rules, some things like that. They haven't said anything about what the second one is. And one of those two better involve the frickin' B Squad.
Oh, right?
I'm just
saying.
My
God. Look in your rule book. Look in your Pulp City rule book. And if you don't have a Pulp City rule book, go order one now. Just so that you can find one of these.
I was going to say go back to the Kickstarter, too. They had pictures.
There are models right now that are pictured in that book that we don't know who they are. We don't have stats for them. And every single member of our club said, yeah, it's a good thing those weren't in the collector's pledge, or else we'd be stabbing each other.
We've been fighting over that team.
Everybody wants these guys. I want them, and I don't even know what they do.
They're just freaking awesome. So I'm just saying, soon. I mean, one of the Kickstarters or independently, I want to see bees.
Yep.
I'm just saying, bees, wasps,
whatever they are. Okay. So what else we got?
All right. Yeah, so, I mean, that's pretty much the Kickstarter stuff. On the subject of finishing the Pulp City stuff, we wanted to let you know that we have conducted the Pulp City draft.
Should be up before this. I'll have a link down below. 2 hours of us acting goofy. So yeah, you should probably go check out that link.
So yeah, if you want to see some interesting shenanigans, not to mention we do highlight all the cards and whatnot.
Yeah.
And
if you're a fan of Pulp City,
building ideas.
If you're a fan of Pulp City, you want to watch it because you want to see what we're fielding individually, who picked up what. If you have no clue what the words Pulp City mean, it's going to be a fun 2 hours of watching us be stupid. Honestly, you don't
doing what we're best at.
Yeah, really. You don't even need to know what this game is to enjoy the fine television programming that we put together in that draft.
Yes. So there we go. All right, so I think that pretty much wraps up the majority of the news.
Yep.
Which brings us to our favorite segment of the night.
Yep.
Show and tell!
Don't have a lot to show off right now because I just did something 3 days ago. But what we wanted to bring up to your attention was a half a squad of federal infantry from ACP Games. You may have heard us mention ACP recently because they just produced a Kickstarter for a Veneer dropship.
The Hoagie dropships.
The Hoagie dropships,
the Hoagie dropships.
So
these are the guys that go with the Hoagie dropship.
Yeah.
And this just accentuates how awesome the dropship really is, because, this is my finger.
I can't even see it in the shot.
This is
right in the middle. This is my finger. Somewhere in this squad is my finger. To give you the idea, in case you're not used to 15 millimeter, of how tiny 15 millimeter really is. I have a tiny finger.
Yep.
Okay.
And honestly, these models, it's only half the squad because I'm currently doing a bunch of 15 millimeter stuff in 2 different color schemes. Number 1, so I can play kind of a red versus blue thing and to show off 15 millimeter to people.
Right.
Number 2, just to show the variety of what you can do with the models. But you can see these guys here. I'm going to do a couple half-turn shots.
In profile.
A lot of definition and a lot of good cuts here. A lot of detail for 15 millimeter figures. Like, this is one of the reasons why I've been telling you guys that 15 millimeter is going to become a new standard in wargaming. Because this is a lot of really good stuff.
Yeah, the sculpting has recently gotten much better at 15 millimeter. You're starting to see some real details and stuff that, was more typical of, 28 millimeter 5 years ago.
Right.
So you're starting to get some real detail in there. It's no longer one that, us snooty types have to go, ugh, but it's hideous and I don't want to look at it.
Yeah,
it's starting to get nice.
The models no longer look like blobs.
Yeah.
Really good stuff. Jim Burrell did a nice job on these. I'm really looking forward to fielding these. Picking up some of the Valkyries, which are the walkers that are supposed to be going with these guys.
Right.
And then, of course, the veneer dropship as soon as it gets delivered because I need one.
And now how big is that dropship? Just to show you the other beauty of 15mm, the fact that you can put a proper scale dropship on the table.
The dropship, I believe, if I remember right, is going to be about that big, and it's designed to hold a platoon of models.
Right.
So, which actually kind of works to scale for the size of these guys.
So, yeah. So, I mean, that's great. You're going to actually be able to land those dropships right on the table, right?
Yep, and they're going to be able to land and deploy right out of them. If you play Grunts, there is a Grunts card in there for the dropships. If you're playing Shattered Verse Resurgence, there may or may not be rules for a dropship coming, Constantine, because of the emergence of these wonderful, beautiful things.
There may or may not be upcoming rules for dropships exploding on the table.
Yay. Yeah, so they're coming up. Also, really quick, something I just remembered that we didn't write down to talk about for Shattered Verse. For those of you who are not familiar with Shattered Verse, it was a 15mm sci-fi game where the rules were pretty much done by committee in the early days of the internet, where a bunch of sci-fi fans got together. The designer of the game had a lot of input from their fans, a lot of input as to where the game was going to go. Mm-hmm. And really, the Shattered Verse community shaped the game more than its designers did.
Gotcha.
Crush Pop Productions is going to be doing a very similar thing with it. Now that they have the basic outlines done of where they want the game to go, they're starting to have a lot more discussion with the community as far as rules and stats, stuff like that. So if you are interested in 15mm wargaming or just want to see this thing evolve, look up the Shattered Verse Resurgence Facebook group. That's where they're pretty much being posted right now. The weapon systems rules just got posted up, so there's a lot of discussion going on about that right now. And again, it's, one of the, we talk about, wargaming for wargamers by wargamers, and it's exactly what Crush Pop is doing.
Yeah.
So again, something to be supportive, something to be supported. Again, capitalism 101. Throw money at the people that are doing things the way you want to see people do things, and lo and behold, more people will do things that way.
Exactly.
Throw money at the people that you keep complaining about doing it wrong, and lo and behold, people will keep doing it wrong. Yeah. So,
practice makes permanent.
Practice makes permanent. Start throwing money at the companies that are doing things the way you want. That's why we run this thing, so that you guys can see people that are doing games the way we want. So that hopefully,
and hope you agree.
And hope you agree enough to throw money at them as well. So yes, so throw money at Shattered Verse, throw money at ACP Games, throw money at Pulp Monsters, throw money at Prodos, throw money at us. We'll be okay with that too.
And throw money at Mierce Miniatures.
And throw money at Mierce Miniatures, and throw an advertising book at Mierce Miniatures because they need one.
Because they apparently need one, because their stuff deserves to be more widespread, and they apparently don't have.
I don't understand how none of us saw that for 3 weeks.
I'm very sad, and I'm very glad we saw it before it was over.
Yeah, right? I want that Chimera. Yeah.
All right, so I think that's about it.
Yeah, I think we're good. This is probably Saturday while you're watching this, because this is going to go up Friday or Saturday, or something went horribly, horribly wrong and it didn't load and I had to leave, and this is now probably Tuesday. So
hopefully you will be seeing us.
Yes, but again, please remember, people only find us because you tell people to find us. So talk about the Sunday news, tell people how much fun it is, like, comment, subscribe, wherever these buttons are. I still don't know. And other than that,
I don't know why we haven't actually put up the digital thing here now floating around us so that we can.
I have to do more editing to make that work.
Special technology.
Special
If
technology.
there's a Kickstarter for that, I'll back it. Somebody go do that.
All right, so everybody, thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. F you for not. And we will see you. Well,
In another, eventually.
this is a wibbly wobbly moment.
For us, we'll see you in like another week and a half.
We will see you in 10 days, or 8 days, or 6 days, or 4 days, depending on when this actually
Something
goes
like
up.
that. We'll see you again.
We'll
Time
see
is
you again.
relevant. Don't worry about it.
Ta-ta.